When someone is talking about fear of falling, we usually hear that this is a natural, innate reaction that all human beings have, just like cats with cucumbers. And those people who do not have fear, like Alex Honnold, are just wired differently. Their brains are working differently. But what if I told you that this is not really the case? The reason why we've been told that fear of heights is innate comes actually from a very famous psychological study published in 1960 by Gibson and Walk, called The Visual Cliff. In this experiment, babies were put on a glass table. On one side, there is a checkboard pattern that is right underneath the glass. And on the other side, the pattern is way below. So visually, it looks like a cliff. This experiment was actually developed to test the infant ability of depth perception. But it soon became reason to think that infants are inherently and innately afraid of heights. But if you look at those videos, instead of reading the experiment, you can actually notice that most kids don't even look very scared. And those who cry, it seems like they're crying because they cannot reach their caregiver. Recent studies challenged this idea, making some new experiments.
So how do you really test if a baby's scared of heights?
You can test babies at the edge of a real cliff where there's no safety glass. It's just an actual drop-off. And the drop-off can be adjustable, so it can be little or really, really big.
They discovered that as soon as the babies learn how to sit, to crawl, to cruise, and to walk, they have 4 different learning curves. If a baby is confidently going down a 50 centimeters cliff when he's crawling, as soon as he will learn to walk, he will just walk through the cliff. Well, what does it mean for us? Well, I think that it means that we have to accept that there will be a completely new learning curve for a new locomotion pattern, which is vertical climbing.
Oh my God. 3, 2.
You'll be fine.
I'll be fine, right?
Yeah, you'll be fine.
3, 2, 1. Go!
Go!
Woo!
I saw a rainbow.
Nice.
We are not used to take 4 meters falls on crash pads, and we're not used on falling on rope and gear. The uncertainty, the lack of control of these experiences triggers our stress response through the evaluation of the risks that we're going to take. There are some fears that are innate. We are afraid of very loud sounds, over 80 decibels, and of big flashes. If you notice, these are very low-level stimuli. While we are genetically wired to use fear as a coping strategy to manage threats, fear of height is not inherently genetic and innate. In reality, we are more afraid of uncertainty rather than risk. What is the difference? Under uncertainty, you do not know the probability of the different outcomes. Experience, practice, and learning can diminish the uncertainty as we learn to accept the risks. Think about it. There are so many people that are more afraid of taking an airplane rather than riding or being on a car. And this is because of the lack of experience, the uncertainty that the airplane gives compared to the car, which we are much more accustomed with. And this is despite the fact that riding the car is much more dangerous and much more risky than the airplane. The way we think about fear of heights and fear of falling greatly impacts our subjective reactions. But what if, despite knowing all of this, you just can't stop having these fearful thoughts deep in your mind? No worries, I got you covered. This series is for you. If you like this video and the cute cats, please consider subscribing. It will be great support for my channel. I'll see you in the next video, and stay psyched.